This is DTM with VectorMaestros.com and another great interview with a Vector Maestro, Goldi Gold. A Vector Maestro is someone who can draw vector lines, manipulate anchors, create paths, and export a clean, crispy illustration, scalable to any size required. The Vector Maestro podcasts are companions to the VectorMaestros.com website, where you will find links to vector illustration, resources, and tutorials spread all over the internets, including our dedicated YouTube channel, Flipboard magazine, blog, and monthly email tips and tricks. Our purpose is to allow anyone to explore their creativity and master the pen tool. We are proudly supported by Microsoft Surface, MICAtlanta, ArtistKing.org, and AzaleaCreativeGroup.com. In this first Vector Maestros podcast, we bring you the insight and advice from an ATL landmark in the field of art, Goldi Gold. Find Goldi's art online on social medias like Instagram at GoldiGold45 and on Society6 under Goldi Gold. Now on to our Vector Maestros podcast. So we're going to start with your name, where you from?
Goldi Gold from Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
The whole state of Jersey?
Yeah, shoot. I guess. Nah, born in Newark, raised in Orange and East Orange, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that, and you went to school, high school, and
Orange,
all that?
Orange, New Jersey, yeah.
Orange, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what do you do right now?
Work. I don't like promoting the company, but yeah, I work.
You have a job.
Yeah, and then
your passion is
illustration, illustrator. Artist, whatever that deals with art. I try to fall under that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. And growing up, what kind of type of art did you do?
Oh, that was comic book art, anime. A lot. Beginning stages, you start with anime, watching anime, and then I collected a lot of comic books, so drew a lot of superheroes, which is fitting to this time, so because everything is superheroes.
It's coming around back in it all the way.
Everything is superheroes, and so it's definitely good to be growing up and being in the comic books and just recognizing how that's building capital with what's going on now, because you know the characters and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, drew a lot of comic books, created my own comic books and stuff like that when I was younger. So yeah. And
so that has evolved. How has that evolved into the type of art that you do now? And does it have? And I guess I want to ask it in a way where, because I see the stuff that you do, the illustration work you do, it's like superheroes.
Yeah,
but they're your people. They're our people. They're the community.
Yeah. Because because with comic books, everything is colorful and bold. You know what I mean? And it's just like they're the whole attention of everything. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like I'm always inspired. It's like with with comic books and graffiti, because graffiti is the same way. It's like. It's bold, it's colorful. Sometimes you don't know what's going on, but you can still look at it. Like, I can't read the words, but I'm still fascinated by it. You know what I mean? It show movement and everything. That's what comic books do, show movement, everything.
And that has inspired your style of art today.
Oh yeah, all day. Like certain comic book artists, like Frank Miller, John Romita Jr., Mike Zeck, all of them had their own style. But it was like when you see it, and that's why style is always important to me too, because when you see it, you might not even see the artist's name, but you know it. And that used to be the dope part with the comic book cover. You're like, oh man, such and such drew it, and then you might open it to somebody else drew it.
Right. That's kind of let down.
Yeah. Like, dang, what I mean? But that just shows, it just captures your attention just by looking at it. You know what I mean? So I always kept that in mind, and I think that's the longest process with me is with colors. I might knock out the artwork. And then I was like, all right, now I got to get the right colors to fit the mood of the person or how people are gonna see it.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, I know that. I know that when I post artwork, I get comments from you only on my color pieces when they look good, and some of the stuff you do say something, but that's like, but on the stuff that I put in some color. Yeah. That's when you react like, oh, that's when I know I'm going the right direction.
No, I mean, because the thing is, because you got black and white mastered because you're a tattoo artist, so so when I see you using colors, you know what I mean. I'm always smiling to the other one, but when I see you using colors, I'll be like, what I mean, because it's almost like you going out of your norm,
right?
You know what I mean with that. So I always comment on that, and and I'm glad you mentioned that because I feel that's also important to comment under your fellow artists' artwork because it people they recognize it also like, oh man, you know what I mean, like you said, I must be doing something right, I appreciate it, or so I always try to comment under people artwork or give suggestions if they ask and stuff like that, so that's always a good thing.
Yes, it is, because it makes you feel good.
I done had some people comment under my stuff and say stuff and I'm like, dang, I ain't even think they was looking you know what I mean, so it's always a good thing.
Those comments from other artists make you feel better than the comments from regular people.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate all comments, but it's like with them, it's like, dang. Especially, you always feel like somebody's work is like, dang. Like you look at it, you like, dang, they joint is crazy. But then they stop and be like, yo, I've been admiring your thing for a minute. It's just like, you know what I mean? So, it's definitely appreciation with that.
Okay. So what kind of projects do you do now, and how do you choose those projects?
I kind of like choose like this year. I was like, well, I'm gonna go back to the T-shirt thing, cause I think when I did my my Invest in Gold show, I realized I could put everything under one umbrella, under the Invest in Gold, because it's still me. I could put everything under one umbrella instead. Okay, I gotta do a clothing site, I gotta do a book site. So I was like, so that just gave me an idea. Like, yo, if I come up with a print, I could put it on there. If I got T-shirts, I could put it on there all at the same time, and it's still promoting the brand. So I got the T-shirts, coming out with more T-shirts. Just recently did the coloring book. So pushing the coloring book, getting the prints back from Art Beats and Lyrics while they was doing the tour. They was pushing the prints, so getting the prints back from that, and then of course, dabble in the music thing and dabble into some photography things. So
and film.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and I usually don't think about it because I'm like focused, you know what I mean, until somebody be like, dang, you doing that? Or when I gotta explain to people what I'm doing, they're like, dang, you doing all of that? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess I don't think about it because I usually have it aligned in my head. You know what I mean? So after one, take this money, put that money into the next project, take that, put it in the next project, and just to keep everything going.
And how do you choose those projects? Like, people don't come at you, because this is what happens a lot to illustrators. Man, you draw so well, let's do some shirts, I know we'll sell a whole bunch. And then, but the people usually talking don't have any money, they want to make money off of your art, they want to make money off of what you already do and stuff. And so that's not, so usually that doesn't go well. But you seem to be in a lot of projects that are successes and people really love it. So how do you choose to do those projects? Like, how do you choose to do a t-shirt line? What's the first thought that comes in your mind, or people's influence in saying, when are you gonna sew some shirts? When are you gonna have some shirts?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. When I started with the Jungle 45 with my man Kermit, you know what I mean, people was familiar with us, so it was like soon as it got hot. People was like, yo, when you gonna put out the T-shirts? And it didn't even matter specific or whatever. They're like, yo, when you gonna put out some T-shirts? So, like I said, this year around, since I was like, I know how I'm gonna do it, I just start, okay, spring hit. I just start putting out the T-shirts, and you know, with the prints, I'm always constantly drawing. Sometimes I like right now it's like my little break period, but I'll be constantly drawing, and it's like sometimes it's what people feeling, and I'll be like, okay, like when I did the De La Soul, I saw a lot of people reply to it, and I'm like, okay, I might be able to do a print of that. You know what I mean? So
right. So it's a response that you get as you're working on a piece.
Yeah, and that's why it's always good to show the process because you know just. So you get the people involved, like, oh, dang, I can't wait to see how this look, and all of this, and then as they going with it through you, and then you know when you finish it, and by the time, but I'm still looking at the count. I'm like, damn, this got 100 something. This is done. They got all these likes, and I'm like, man, I might need to put that out as a print. You know what I mean? So, but then some stuff is just like I want to put out as a print, but that's the main reason why I did that piece right there because everything some hip hop artists are more familiar than other hip hop artists, and that was a way to just get everybody on one thing without me. Okay, I did a Solar Mischief. The Solar Mischief joint was dope, but maybe about 10 people liked it. You know what I mean? So I was like, dang. I would want to do a print on there, but I don't want to sit on it. So I was like, well, let me do this Hip Hop Secret War thing and just put everybody on there. You know what I mean? And everybody could be happy with, you know, with the images.
Everybody will get their favorite plus some others.
Yep. So it's like,
and
I love it, and it's a bonus. So it's like a bonus piece. So even if a person bought the De La Soul joint, they see De La Soul on there with everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's just thinking on your dang feet.
and that's the answer, I guess. The main answer.
It's like because everything ain't meant to be printed. You know what I mean? Everything ain't meant to be produced. And sometimes it's just with timing. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they're like, dang, I don't put this out, but let me wait. Let me wait, and then you put it out later. But some of the stuff I have, I'm like, you know, the amount I get, I like, if I sell 3 or 4 pieces, I already got my money back from me producing, getting it done. So it's like, okay, I don't have no worries because I already got my money back. Everything else is interest. So you don't have to be like, please get this, please. You already know during the year is going to be some kind of art show, festival, or something. You can put them prints in, and people will be like, "Oh man, I've been wanting to get it." You know what I mean? So that just leaves you stress free if you had that mind frame. You know, so that's how I handle a lot of the stuff I get. I like, as soon as I get my money back from getting it done, everything after that is interest. So I don't even have to really sweat it.
It's all a profit after that.
Instead of, all right, I got 400 shirts. If I sell all 400, I'm going to get this. And it's like, yo, think about, all right, I sell this much. That's how much I actually paid to get it done. So I got my money back. Everything else is profit. You know, and it's like, it's less stress on you for thinking about the big whole number, because you're going to get it eventually during the year, because a lot of times, you know, people fail to realize a lot of these people, they're getting hit every day with people trying to get them to get stuff. You know what I mean? So if you handle it accordingly, you'll be able to push it.
Sell a little bit at a time. Gotcha. So how did you develop your style?
Just constantly working on it. Because like I said, because the thing was, I was doing the artwork at first. I was doing like thick lines on marker, and then I put it in the computer, like I said before, and I used to just streamline it and then color it. So I never used the pen tool. So like I said, Flux, he used to use the pen tool all the time, and I was like, man, I can just streamline it. And then my pen tool, my streamline just stopped working.
Oh no!
And I'm like, dang, I gotta use this dang pen tool. And he was like, yeah, you gotta use the pen tool. You can't run from it. So I just started using it. You can't run from it. So I mean, that was the best thing that happened because it made me really start. Okay, I gotta take my time, do this, and but his style is like clean and it's sharp. And he would look at mine and he'd be like, "Oh man, that line crooked and all of that." and I'm glad I stuck to my guns because I was like, well, I wanted it like that. I was like, it's like a perfect imperfection. You know what I mean? And some people, and I feel some people get intimidated when they see the artwork too perfect because they think they can't do it. You know, so if I do it in a way. They can look at it and be like, man, I'm inspired. I might want to do art. You know, so I mean, so I stuck to my guns with that. He like, man, that's crooked. That's this. That I like. That's how I'm doing it. So that just became my style. Just me start doing it, and he really recognized it. Like, yo, you know, you created your own style. You know what you did and stuff. So
he finally gave in and said, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean he started because he was looking at me towards the beginning stages, and it was just like, and he was just like, "Dang," you know, because then I start, you know, when I start getting it down, then I start adding, you know, the colors and all.
So as you got better and better with Illustrator, you still kept that style anyway. It wasn't about the tool keeping you from doing the things you wanted to do. You actually just learned the tools to have that look that you was after anyway. All along.
And that's the thing. It's just like and then I made it challenging also because I would get pictures to draw, and then I'll draw it, and then I put it in computer scan it, and then when I start working on it, I'll be like, dang, why the heck did I choose this picture? Because it's so hard. But that was the only way for me to get better. So I always choose like all these pictures, all these shadings and all of that. So it just made me get better. And then with my timing, I start really doing them fast. So that added to it also.
So how long do you think that learning curve was from when you started to dabble with Illustrator? Because did you dabble in Illustrator when you went to school? Is that when you started with Illustrator, or it's just on your own?
Yeah, on my own. It was like as soon as I got kicked out. You know, as soon as I got kicked out of school, and I took a year to recover from that, and then I just started, you know, working on. Because then, you know, it wasn't like now, like everybody got a computer. Before it was like, dang, I got to go to such and such house to work on the computer to build my style and everything. So it was like, dang, everybody was dang near broke. You know what I mean? So nobody had no computers, or I had to go up to the school and all this and that. So
access was one thing, and then finding the time and to learn.
Yeah. And then you know, the thing was and I'm glad I wasn't caught up because a lot of people were like, oh man, that's dope. You know what I mean? And it was like, man, and I'm glad I didn't get caught up in like, yeah, I'm nice. I was like, man, I'm still growing. And that's my mind state also. It's like, yo, I'm still growing with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So even if people see, like, they were like, dang, why don't you paint and all that? I was like, I'm going to get to it, but I just really want to get this vector thing down. Which won't be ever because I'm still trying to grow with it. You know what I mean? So, but people will see like, okay, this is a different style from the other image, and you put more detail of this. You know, took out details of that. So that's how you can, you know, really flip it.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So that when did you first hear about Illustrator, and what do you remember hearing about it that interested you?
I don't know. I think mainly because I think Flux was on it, and we was on this site called Bad Boy Creation, and it was just a bunch of artists, and I think I was the only one they was doing a lot of graphic design work and everything, and I was the only one that was actually putting in art. You know what I mean? Yeah, just drawing. Everybody else was just computer manipulation, image manipulation, and all that. I was the only one that was doing artwork, which made me stand out. You know what I mean? So I think around that time, that's when I was really starting to get familiar with it. So yeah, around that, and that was like maybe in 2000, something like that. You know what I mean? So I really started getting familiar with it around then. But the thing was, I learned how to really, like, I was creating art, but I really learned how to, like, my presentation with my artwork. I learned that from me and Mr. Soul had a battle on there.
Okay.
Yeah, because we was on two teams, and everybody was just amping it up. Because it was like, I was known for my illustration, the Soul was known for his illustration, and we had a battle. We got a battle on there, so we had to present like 3 pieces, and I had to present 3 pieces. So
okay.
So, and then it was like, all right, it's gonna be at this time. So at this time, Soul put up his pieces, I put out my pieces, and people had to vote, you know, which one was better. So I was like, I'm good. I had my little concepts and everything. Man, as soon as it went up, I looked at Soul pieces. I was like, damn, that must beat me. You know what I mean? And I had a few likes. I had a couple of girls that liked me on there, so they're like, go one. But seeing how he presented his artwork, it just changed my whole frame of mind of my approach with how I, you know, do my work and stuff in Illustrator and in general. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's because there's always different ways you can show your artwork instead of just the regular way. Because you got perspective, you got all this and that, and it's like people just think, I'm putting it out there, people gonna love it, and I'm the man. Right. You know what I mean? Or I'm the woman. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot to it.
So that's when as you saw Mr. Soul turn out his artwork, you decided you wanted to do more illustrations on Illustrator yourself.
Yeah, and just really, it would really define my concepts. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I have concepts, and that I think that's the most important thing to have, like a concept of what you're doing. Because you can draw somebody, and that's why I never draw people exactly how they are. You know what I mean? I might put camouflage on them, or put red, black, and green, or just change their color tone and everything, because it's all emotions. You know what I mean? So when I start recognizing that, I'm like, man, I don't have to have him with his regular skin tone or whatever like that, and it just actually add value to it, because if you look at a piece, even though somebody had the key features of them, you be like, dang, that's Tupac. You know what I mean? And it might be a crazy slim version of him, but if you had a nose and the eyes and nose ring, people will see like, yo, that's Tupac. And I think that's like, you know, the dopest art right there.
Got it. So you want to at least have an idea that you want to develop, and then bring in your own style to it.
Yeah, because it's definitely a process.
Okay. So what do you like about Illustrator now? Now that because you're like 15 years, 16 years into Illustrator, you know, and if you started in 2000, because by the time I remember talking to you about Illustrator, it was like 2002, and you was turning out already artwork.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like I said, I still kept to the whole thing about making it extra difficult. You know what I mean? That's always still my same thing. If I find a picture or if I'm drawing, it gotta be extra difficult for me to feel like I'm getting better. You know what I mean? Because I look at a lot of my earlier stuff, I'm like, dang. You know what I mean? All of us do. We look at our earlier stuff and be like, Because sometimes you can't really see the growth. You know, other people might see the growth like that. You know, you're way better, but you is like you just constantly going. You don't even think about it. You know, you just notice some things look easier. You know what I mean? And that, but yeah, I mean, working on it. I mean, I just try to make it real hard on myself. Even though I have a pen tool, I can like click, 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 knock it out. I still make it like if it's like a piece I really, really want to make dope. You know, I spend time on it, and that's what I had to start telling myself also. Like, yo, you don't have to knock it out all in one day. Yeah, you know what I mean. Add the little extras on there, and you know it'll be dope.
Because two things, you working most of your work. I haven't seen you do anything other than Illustrator work. Yeah, I've seen your sketches and drawings. Yeah, but you don't produce those for mass consumption. It's all vector work.
Yeah, the bulk of the time, unless you know I had the things where I just take the marker and just draw. But you know that helped me out also with the vector work because it's like I'm still drawing lines. You know what I mean? When I'm drawing, I make if I make the thing extra intricate, it keep me in mind like yo, I can add that to the artwork and stuff like that. So
if you sketch, when you're sketching things out, you keep in mind that in Vector and Illustrator, I'll be able to do more to this than what I can do right now in the paper and pencil.
And some sketches, I don't want to add vector to it. I keep it as a sketch. So it's like I might do a sketch of a person, but then the one I do, like the actual artwork I do in my head is just way loose, but it's still intricate. You know what I mean? And it helps me when I do the vector stuff because it's like I could go this direction or I could go that direction. It's optional. But as of late, I just been really adding just different stuff on top of each other with it, and I don't use layers, so everything is just That's what I was telling Will. Will was like, yo, you know, you need to tell people you don't lose layers, right? I'm like, yeah, I might have to tell like that. That's
all in one layer.
Yeah. That's
so when it goes in because how do you find anything? You just gotta find it on the screen.
Because I look and I'm looking and it's like, okay, forward, backwards, forward, and then I look and I can honestly like people will be looking at it and I'll be like, dang, that's missing this right here. Because I always gotta make it hard for myself so I can get better. You know what I mean? So I've never used layers. All of it is just on one thing, and it's just me actually memorizing. Yo, this, okay, that, I'm gonna take this out. Okay, that's missing this shoulder piece right here. And then, everything is just in one shot.
It's hard, man. That's tough.
Yeah. But
especially with intricate stuff like this.
Yeah, but it keep, and the thing was, when I had it originally, it was too long. So it was too long because I knew what size I was going to print it in, and it was too long. And I was like, I got to switch the whole thing around so it can fit. And then I did it, and then I was like, dang, the energy don't seem right for the original. You know what I mean? Because that's just like you drawing something on paper, and then you about to paint it, and then you redraw it, and you just like, dang, I'm feeling the paper one more than I'm feeling the one on canvas. So I had to really map it out to be like, okay, this feels right here, and then just roll with it.
So that brings up a couple questions. Number one, you when you created the idea for this, your layout was not the end layout that you have now. You had a longer layout. Yeah. And so you did that on purpose because you wanted that layout, or you just started and said, let's go.
Because the thing was, I had it sized that 24 by 36, which is like poster size. So I had to size that, and I start filling it in. You know what I mean? Just, all right, this gonna look like this. But the thing was, it was just like I had the pictures, but it was a lot of space on the top, and it was longer on the side. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn. You know, I was like, and then at first I was just gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna put it all together, shrink it in there, and just add all of it. I was like, nah, I can't do it like that. Because I mean, even though I know myself, because that's the thing, I know myself. I like anybody else who see it, they'll be like, yo, this look great. But I like, nah, I gotta fill it in right. You know what I mean? So I just dismantled the whole thing. I mean, I kept the original in mind, but I just dismantled the whole thing and just start placing it.
So you changed the layout?
Yeah.
So you went from here to
no,
here?
It was like this, but it was just longer.
It was longer.
And then when I shrunk it down to the 13 by 19, it was like dead in the center, and it had all this space. Then I was like, man, I'm not gonna just have it all dead in the center and then put like a black space in there. I was like, people will feel it, but I was like, this the energy I want with the whole thing on the page.
So you grabbed some characters and you moved them.
Yeah, I moved a whole lot of characters.
And if you're working only with one layer, then that means you gotta select your paths, select your shapes, and then and be careful about it.
Yeah, cause but the thing is, it felt easy to me because I had each of them grouped. So, Northern by Nature, that's grouped together. Poor Righteous Teacher, that's grouped together. All of them others grouped together, so it's just taking it and put it in there.
So you don't use layers, but you do use groups.
Yeah, because then if I didn't use group, it's like I'll move it and his eye will be still
that's
over
correct,
there.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, that's why you want to use layers, so you don't have to.
I mean, but like I said, to me, it got to be intricate. It got to be intricate because I think if I didn't do it like that, I'd probably be one of them people like, yo, I'm bored with this style.
Yeah.
And let me do something else. And it's like, and I'm glad I'm sticking with it because I'm still finding new ways to express my art through it. You know what I mean? So, but I've never used layers.
Wow, that's cool. We're gonna have to do another recording eventually where we record you working. Yeah, so you can see your style, see about how you do on the screen. That's crazy. So, what is your workflow like then? You come up, you think of the idea, you get your concept on paper, and then scan it. What happens next?
Yeah, I think about the concept. That's the thing too. I don't write down the concept or nothing. I think about it, and I draw it, and then sometimes I do it like, I think the best time for me to do it is I'll draw it before I go to work, and then where I work at, I'm not in front of no computer and anything, so I can think about it the whole time while I'm at work. So while I'm at work, I'm just
your mind is
mentally getting ideas, which help time go by because I'm mentally thinking, okay, I could do this, I could do that, I could add this color, I could add this effect, So by the time I get home, if I'm not crazy tired, I can just get on it because I've been thinking about it all day mentally. You know what I mean? So now it's just actually putting in the work. And so, yeah.
So you sketch it out. Do you take a picture of it to put it in the computer, or you scan it in?
Oh, I scanned it in.
You scanned it in?
Yeah, because it was like scanning it on the computer. And then sometimes I might start on it, or sometimes I just be like, yo, I'm just going to wait till I get home, and then I just start working on it. And then just get, like before I used to pull them all-nighters, but I'm like, nah, man, I have to really...
We're getting old, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And my sleep span is sort of short, so it's just like, I'll start on it. I might wake up 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, then jump on it. But to the average person, they'll see like, damn, you been up all night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I had to manage it because them all-nighters, sleep when I'm dead shit, Now when you old, yeah, for real. When you old, it's like, man. So it was so I just, and that's important too, just managing your time, because I think a lot of people, they feel like they don't have time to create. It's like, you have time to create, you just gotta make the time or multitask. You know what I mean? Multitask, because I can, and that's the good thing with working on a computer, because I can work on a computer with something, and I can still draw
and sketch something now. Yeah.
At the same time, I can be working on the next one while I'm working on that, and still be good. So that's always been my thing, you know. Because even Flux, he'll see me. That moment like, man, I'm working on a computer. I'm sitting on the couch drawing on something, and it's just keeping all the ideas going.
Because ideas come quick.
Yeah,
they pile up.
Yeah, and you feel overwhelmed, and then next thing you know, you feel like you're not doing nothing, because I'm like, I got so many ideas, and I can't even create them. I'm a loser, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you gotta realize everything is timing, you know what I mean? So it's just create your stuff, and that's why I've been really focusing on my own personal stuff instead of clients and stuff like that, because I'm like, yo, I'd rather try to build capital with my own stuff, you know, and if I do get somebody that want artwork or whatever, you know, I'll just, you know, if I want to do it, I'll knock it out, but if not, I already got prints, t-shirts or whatever that I can sell and get capital from.
That's
that.
right.
You know
that's right. So when you start your illustration work, do you start with the lines first, the black areas? Is that the overall shapes?
Well, I'll line it first in black, and then start. I try to, like, if I'm drawing a face, I try to get it like, because if I draw a face, that's the main thing, just getting it right. Once I get the face right, everything else is easy. You know what I mean? So once I get the face right, and and then I just start adding the colors to it. And once the face, like, I had a face like almost done, so I was like, okay, this is the face. Everything else is added to it.
It's art. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. And sometimes my freestyle also, like, I'll be like, dang, because a lot of my artwork don't have backgrounds. So it's just shapes and colors. So it's like,
well, that's the background.
Yeah. But not like no, you know, trees,
landscape
whatever.
And stuff.
So it helps me, like, cause that's the thing. People are looking at. Okay, I know who's that. So if you get the face right first, everything else is secondary. People are like, okay, I know the face. And then everything else, I know that's something. So I try to get the face right and then build around that.
So so when you make your lines, are you using the pen tool and to get your stroke, and that makes the lines, or are you the kind of person that likes to use the pen tool to create shapes and that makes the lines? You know, do you understand the difference?
Yeah. I use the because I think
or you use a brush.
I use the pen tool. Only time I use like the paint effects, you know, because I got like folders where, you know, you go online and find like spray can spray, and then just streamline it, and then it's like just an added effect to it. But everything is just lines. You know what I mean? Just lines.
Anchor, pen tool, anchor.
Yeah, just everything with the pen tool, and then if it needs circle, you know, I'll get the circle. I'll find a circle and thing to it, and then copy. Right. I might put a whole line of circles, group it, then copy it, then put it on top of each other, and then place it in there on that. So it's simple to me, you know what I mean? But,
you made it your style. That's your style. So it is simple to you.
I didn't really find out how it was until because a lot of times, like, me and Flux might work on a collab where he was like, yo, I might draw the image and I might want him to finish it out in the flyer. So he'll have to get it, and he'll just see like, damn, you took that and brought that up this way and all of that, and it's just I like, yo, that's because I see everything in shapes, you know what I mean, and it makes it easier instead of saying, okay, I gotta draw the face. I see when I start seeing everything's in shapes, it made it easier for me to do it in pencil. Clack, clack, clack. That's like a rectangle. Instead of, okay, I gotta make the nose this way and eyes. So it gave it a more abstract, way with it. So even with that, even with this, how I got his neck long and like that, and it's all shapes
big
to
shapes, me. Yeah. But then here you have lines. So like that's a line, that's a stroke line there. So you use the pen tool and just leave it as a stroke.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I'll use the pen tool around this, and then thicken it up, take it to the back, and then like even with this, that's a stroke, but it's not complete because it ain't going all the way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just a line.
Yeah,
just one line.
So sometimes I do it like that, or even if I know I'm not filling it in, I'll just do it. Cause that was the thing when I was doing the coloring book. It was like I had to tell myself like, okay, you don't have to fill it in. It's like because it's gonna be black and white.
Right.
So it's just like it don't have to be whole.
Just all outlines.
Yeah,
all outlines.
Yeah. And it was that was kind of difficult for me to register because it was like. Because I'm creating it like it's a full-fledged vector when it's just all lines.
Right. You gotta give other people the chance to color it themselves.
Yeah. and I'm so used to coloring. You know what I mean? So that's why. Yeah, that's why with the cover it was all. With the cover, it was all okay. This like vector thing, but it wasn't too. I didn't want to get too technical with it, so it was just base. I added the little extras around there, but then going in on it, and this was the original one. But going in on the inside, it was just like, okay, you don't gotta connect this line over here. You can just bring it here and bring it here. This could be round like this. You don't have to connect this. Right. So it was crazy difficult at first because I was still used to it, but then I just loosened up and I like you said, it's a coloring book. So and then I still wanted to present it in shapes also. So a lot of it is like shapes and round and all
very
that.
Very squarish, roundish.
Yeah, because one time when Flux was working in the Boys and Girls Club, he had his kids like, yo, he gave them shapes. So he's like, yo, make something out of these shapes. And they couldn't. And it was just like, that was like an impossible task. So when I was working on the coloring book, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make things more shape-like so they can see like, yo, this is not, you're not thinking of an arm. You're thinking of an arm, but it's like squared out in shapes like that. So
okay. It's your method to your madness,
man. Yeah, but then at the same time, I try to make it look easy also. Like
right,
you've been doing the vectors for a while. You can look and be like, yo, that's he put it. It's technical. You know what I mean? Somebody else might be like, it look easy, and that was part of it. I think the hardest part is making something look easy when it's really hard.
Right.
So, yeah.
So if you make it look easy, that means you're really good at it.
Yeah. Because
you're good at it.
You can really get the message across.
Right.
You can really get the message across. So it's some stuff I get like crazy technical just to show like, yo, I can get technical if I want, but I really like the fact of making it technical but look simple. Just even with the colors, I might get a red, and then I might get the color that's next to it, and the color next to it, and it's just different shades instead of all these different shades and stuff like that. And it's real simple, but is definitely technical.
Right. There you go. So last question, and next to last, I promise. Equipment wise, I know earlier I mentioned the machines you got sent around that you worn out because you're hardcore and you wear them out. I got keyboards and mouses like that I wear out. Like after a while, they just stop responding. I'm like, dang it.
You get that. I think the worst one is the mouse when you just trying to make it and it's going this way, and the keyboard also because you just get used to how you doing things, and when it stop working, it's like losing an arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel you on that.
So you have all these machines. You worked on those are G3s?
Yeah, G3, G4.
G3, G4, And then, so that's Mac stuff. And right now you have an iMac now. So what kind of equipment? Tell me about the equipment they use, the iMac. What kind of power does it have?
Man, I don't even know, man.
You know?
I'm not even tech savvy like that. You know, sometimes Flux gotta tell me like, oh man, this produced such and such. Because I just be so focused in art, you know what I mean? Because even back in the days, it's like people didn't really, unless you start studying it, like how you study the whole thing. But you know, with us, it was like people was just like, yo, hit a Illustrator app, you know what I mean? And then you have to just figure it out yourself. So,
and if the machine works, it works.
That's me right there.
So since you upgraded to the iMac from the G's, did you is that on purpose, or would you have accepted a PC into your workflow?
Well, I always stayed on the Mac, but it's the thing is, you know how it is now. Especially like I can stay drawing on it all day, but you still gotta do research and you gotta look online, and then it's a terrible thing when you go online and be like, your browser is outdated and stuff like that, or you can't watch a certain video because it's not compatible, you know, because you got an older version, so you constantly gotta update. I know they do that on purpose, but yeah, so
they want to steal fresh data from you. That's
yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? So I just, but the thing is, it's just making life easier because it do make things like we just mentioned. When something is broke or not working, it definitely affect. Is like, dang, I want to do this. It's almost like you being paralyzed, but your mind is sharp.
Right.
I want to do this, but I can't do it because
that's frustrating, man.
Yeah, it's real, and then it affects your time, and it just throws everything off.
Then you have to run out to the store and buy some stuff.
And it's like you already pressed on time by doing a whole lot of stuff. Now, you know, you the main thing you working on is malfunctioning, and it's like, yo, I gotta do something, you know, because you already got people that's taking up your time. It's like, nah, okay, I'm taking up my own time working on this. I gotta get it fixed, you know what I mean? So yeah.
All right, so the mouse. Do you? I see a mouse, and you use the mouse to do it. Have you ever tried a tablet? Did you ever get into that?
Nah, I mean, people like H. He been doing it for a while. He was like the first dude I knew that had like one of them tablets. I never tried it. I might try it, but I think it's gonna be more for my personal use than anything, because I still like drawing on a pen and paper. You know, I still like that scan. I still like that process because it just made me feel that, you know, I'm not too caught up in the technology, because I'm already doing vector art, you know what I mean? And people,
that's technology enough.
Yeah, for real. People be looking at it, and and that's the good part about it, because if people question me and like, yo, did you paint that? That's telling me like, okay, I'm really improving with my vector art, where they can't even see the two. Like, dang, I thought you painted that. You know what I mean? So but I can't get too. I still gotta have the pen and the paper. I always gotta have. But I'm gonna see how that tablet is, just to get a different feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that might have me thinking other ways, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah. It might inspire you to other stuff.
Yeah.
But I used a mouse for my vector work on the computer for until early last year, 2015 or late 2014, something like that. And because I had a tablet, my wife had got me one of those bamboo tablets. You draw on, but you use it as a mouse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was always a disconnect when I try to use it because I'm used to drawing. Your eyes and your hands are in the same place.
Yeah.
When you're drawing something, but
so it's like you drawing and you looking at the screen.
That's right. So your hands in one place and you're looking at the screen in the other.
Wow.
But you kind of do that when it comes to the mouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because your eyes are not on the mouse; they're on the screen.
Yeah.
And so, right. And so I like to tell people when they ask me what is better, I said, well, you start with what you got.
Yeah.
Number one, so don't get caught up into the technology fanatics. But if you can draw with a mouse.
Yeah.
If you practice long enough, and because that's all we had was a mouse. Then I was drawing with a mouse on Illustrator. Yes, I was drawing with it.
And it's what you make it also.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you make it also. Because some people was like, yo, I got the CS70, and I was like, yo, I still got the CS2, and I'm still producing. So like you said, you can't get caught up in the technology because that's what they do. They constantly upgrade it for you to get it. But it's what you put into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
so you have Illustrator CS2.
No, I got 5 now.
CS5 now. Okay.
Yeah. Because the thing because that wasn't compatible
to the machine you got now.
Yeah. So you still got to go with the times, but I think you still got to pace yourself and just the machine don't make you better. You make that shit better. Because even if somebody saw my sketch or some of the stuff I created, the sketch technically looked like the image you see on the computer is just colorized. You know what I mean? So, because I know some people, they'll draw a circle and then you look at the thing, you like, damn, they done drew a dang a pond of fish with the circle. It's like because they use the computer completely to create their work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm the type like I just draw it out and it makes it easier for me. You know what I mean? So in some situations where I might draw something and I'll be like, well, he got a funny eye or nose. I'm just gonna adjust it on the computer.
Right.
But other than that, it's still. And you see my sketches, you be like, damn, that look just like whatchamacallit.
So do you have a sketch for every Illustrator artwork that you've done?
Shoot, the bulk of it, that's why them joints is all over the place. I stopped buying pads. You know what I mean? After a while, it was just whatever I can find.
Any kind of piece of paper, just get it out.
Yeah, like I think in the computer, I got stuff on color
construction paper.
I got sketches on color paper. Like, stuff you saw, it was just like wherever I see it. Sometimes I got pictures behind each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just like I just stopped getting a sketch pad, and I just was just like whatever I get, I draw, and it help. It don't help with the organization part, because I need to put all these together, but it just shows, like you said, whatever you got, you use it. So if you can't buy no sketch pad, just get a stack of paper and just draw, man.
Got it.
You know, so.
All right, last question for real.
Okay.
Because I done snuck in a couple more. How do people find you online? Because you got several brands.
Yeah, it's like people can find me on Instagram. Goldi Gold 45. I think with the just Google Goldi Gold.
Goldi Gold.
GOLDI and it'll be lined up, which I'm very fortunate about. You know what I mean? So it'll be like you'll find on Twitter, you'll find video, whatever, all the stuff I'm on. I'll be on that first page.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So yeah, just working.
This was your Vector Maestros podcast. Tune in on YouTube for free tutorials and tips on Adobe Illustrator.